We're often presented with this really clear path to success, aren't we? It's kind of woven into everything, our education, what we see in the media, our jobs. It's all about acquiring money, right? Achieving status, getting those titles, maybe an MBA. But have you ever just paused for a second and thought, hang on, is this the whole story? What if these things we chase, these markers, or what if there's something else, something, deeper, a different kind of worth? Well, today we're going to do a deep dive into exactly that. We're looking at a really thought-provoking piece from Medium. It's titled My Leadership Burden by Tyreek A Gaynor-Fray, published back in June 2025. And the author presents this perspective that, honestly, it really challenges how we normally think about value and power.
It really does. And what's immediately striking is his core assertion. He states that basically since 2013, so for over a decade now, he's been carrying this truth, the truth that he feels very few people actually acknowledge, which is that his very existence, just him being an American Canadian living freely down in San Diego, that fact alone makes many of those traditional pursuits.
Well, kind of meaningless, for him at least.
Meaningless. That's a strong claim.
It is. He claims the value we usually look for in status or money or titles. It remains beneath his own value. He literally says it's beneath the sheer weight of my identity, my sovereignty.
Wow. Sovereignty.
Yeah, and he doesn't just mean independence there. It's more like this inherent, almost unshakable authority and self-worth. Something he believes just is and doesn't need, external stamps of approval.
Okay, so that's where his argument gets really interesting, right?
Yeah.
Because despite this deep internal feeling of hierarchy, like an invisible crown, as he puts it.
Great phrase. Yeah. Despite that, he says he's still pressured. Constantly pressured to fight for jobs, to get credentials, things he truly believes he never actually needed in the first place.
Exactly. And he points out this pressure comes from everywhere, institutions, individuals. Some people doing it knowingly, maybe some unknowingly.
It really paints a picture, doesn't it? A system demanding you strive for something you feel you already embody.
Yeah, and it raises this fundamental question, I think. How do our personal identities, our sense of self, clash with what society expects?
Yeah.
Especially when we're talking about validation. And then he adds another layer, a really crucial one.
The identity aspect.
Right. He points out that being black or of color becomes, in his words, another lens. Another way he feels he has to constantly prove something, as if, and this is his quote again, what I am isn't already enough.
So that adds a whole other dimension to the pressure he's describing. It complicates it.
Immensely. It intersects with that internal conviction of worth he holds.
And he describes this feeling, this discomfort. It's not just in his head, is it? He says it's structural.
Yes, structural. That's key.
Yeah.
He uses this powerful image of a wall going up. Metaphorically, but maybe physically too, he suggests.
A wall intended to do what?
To make a new order permanent, is how he puts it. And in this new order, people like him find themselves, well, simultaneously idolized and marginalized.
Idolized and marginalized. That juxtaposition is stark.
Yeah.
And that image of a wall, it feels systemic design.
It really does. It suggests something more than just individual bias. It points to a structure. And it leads him to ask this really poignant question. He says he lives for free.
Right.
But at what cost?
What is the cost in his view?
The cost is living a life where you constantly have to defend your worth. Prove yourself inside a system that you fundamentally believe is beneath you.
So it's this constant internal conflict fueled by external pressure.
Exactly. And he tackles that whole idea of climbing the ladder head on. He says, point blank, he shouldn't have to climb ladders I already stand above, nor should he feel displaced in a world shaped by my very presence.
So it's not just rejecting ambition. It's like saying, I'm already elevated.
Precisely. It's a declaration of a pre-existing status, you could say. And that discomfort we talked about, he concludes it's used as a final tool.
A tool for what?
A tool used to deny power embodied. That's a fascinating phrase.
Power embodied. Wow.
Yeah, it suggests the discomfort itself is maybe designed to obscure or diminish this inherent power he feels he carries.
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack there. For you listening, what does all this mean? As you think about your own life, your own sense of value, what society tells you, that's what we want to explore in this deep dive. We're taking Tyreek A Gaynor-Fray's really radical self-assessment and this idea of discomfort as a tool denying power embodied. And we want to connect the dots for you, help you think about how this unique viewpoint might just reshape how you see your own worth versus, getting that external validation. So as we kind of wrap up this deep dive, We've really explored Tyreek A Gaynor-Fray's powerful idea, haven't we? This conviction that his identity, his sovereignty, just has this value, a value that goes way beyond normal achievements, titles, money. We looked at that unique burden he talks about carrying, the constant pressure he faces, and how race, being a black man, adds this really complex layer, being, as he put it, idolized and marginalized all at
Yeah,
once.
and if you step back and look at the bigger picture,
Mm.
how we all think about success, his essay really pushes us, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
To look critically at those ladders we're always told we need to climb.
Right.
He makes us ask, is that discomfort he feels?
Mm.
Is it actually maybe a deliberate tool, something used to deny that power embodied?
Hmm.
It definitely raises a huge question for everyone listening. What if our real worth, our deepest value, what if it isn't something we have to earn or prove?
But something that's just there, already inside us.
Exactly. Just waiting for us to fully see it, acknowledge it, maybe embody it like Gaynor-Fray suggests he does.
So here's a final thought for you to take away. If this perspective, Gaynor-Fray's idea of inherent sovereignty, if it holds some truth, what could that mean for how you define your own success, your own self-worth, how you pursue knowledge or status or whatever it is you're reaching for? Just consider this possibility. What if the systems we're all navigating, what if they are trying to make us prove something that maybe is already undeniably ours?